Hey everyone, it's Kitty from Kitty Crosses Animals. Welcome to my channel and my very first video! Woo! Today's video is a really special one. The one and only Miss April Honey has organized a collab with a bunch of other amazing creators in honor of Pride Month. Their channels are going to be linked below in the description, so make sure you check them out. And with that being said, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab something to wear. I have chosen to represent the lesbian flag today. I am a woman who primarily dates other women, but we are going to talk a little bit about what that means to me later on in the video. So we're just going to throw on this hard hat, and then I'm going to immediately expose myself because I didn't think to put this on until after I started the build. So here I am in my park ranger outfit, since this is a national park island, just trying to get the area prepped and ready to be built on, doing some terraforming to get this water out of the way. We're going to take a quick look at the map here, talk to my Prince Henry. You know, I keep giving Henry the frog shirt and he refuses to wear it, which only bothers me. Well, of course it bothers me, but my friend had Henry on an island and she gave him the frog shirt and he wore it on her island all the time. So Henry, I'm really offended that you won't wear that shirt for me. So as I get working on this build here, I'm gonna bring up the whole point of this video now. We are talking about Pride Month and what that means to us as creators. Some of us have chosen the ally flag. There's been some ace builds. I know there's a pansexual build. Make sure you check out those links below so you can see who's who. And I chose the lesbian flag. Like I said earlier in the video, I do primarily date other women, but that doesn't always fit for me. So I've kind of always gone with the phrase, I like what I like when I like it, with a strong female preference. And that's kind of the easiest way for me to talk about my sexuality. It ebbs and flows. Sometimes there are, men that I find attractive, maybe some non-binary or trans people as well. But for the most part, it comes down to women. And, that's okay. Whoever you love is totally valid. But I kind of want to get into, how things have changed over time and how they will probably continue to change in the future. I didn't just always feel attracted to people of all genders or all sexes. You don't even think that you're gay usually when you first are experiencing life. I feel like it's just conditioned into so many people to just assume that they're straight until they find out otherwise on their own. So when I was little, of course I was looking at little boys, that's what we were told. Oh my gosh, he's your little boyfriend, which is really weird. Why are we sexualizing toddlers like that? That's kind of strange. But beside the point. So I started out with crushes on boys. I remember having a little boyfriend in preschool, and you don't know what love is at that age, of course, but I remember being like, oh my gosh, I love him. He was a really special person to me, and I think that's what it comes down to. As I got older, I remember starting to feel like little crushes on girls my age too, but I never really flagged it as that. I never flagged having romantic feelings for girls my age. I just always thought they were super cool, or I really wanted to be their friend and spend time with them and get to know them, but it never occurred to me that it might have been a crush. meanwhile, all my friends would be talking about, like, all the boys they have crushes on, and I just never really had a crush on any of the boys in my school. I mean, I guess, like, in 6th grade, I had a little boyfriend, but does 6th grade count? Like, also shout out to Ben because we both turned out gay, so I love that for us. As the years went on and my friends fell in love for the first time, I just kind of stayed by myself. I mean, I had great friends and made so many great memories. Don't get me wrong. I didn't hate high school. But there was always, like, that part where I wasn't experiencing what my friends were in that way. So that was always kind of, like, isolating in a way, but it didn't bother me to the point where I would, like, go out of my way to maybe settle for something else. Like, it just didn't seem all that important to me at the time. But of course, naturally, as you get older, you do become a little more curious about the romantic side of life. And I felt like I was missing out on something. I felt like I was different for some reason because I didn't have crushes on the boys. And I thought maybe the boys in my school just suck. There's none of them that are good enough for me. And then when I went to college, I started finding myself attracted to women more and more, until it was time to start kind of participating in a dating sort of lifestyle with women. So I kind of experimented with spending my time with different people and just kind of figuring myself out, really, in so many more ways than one also. But that's exactly what you should be doing in college. So if you are in college and you are confused about who you are, don't worry. You are supposed to be at this age. You will figure it out, and then later in life, you'll figure it out again. Like, I don't think you ever stop really figuring out who you are. And that's how I feel about my sexuality too. Like, when I first was growing up, I'm straight. I like boys. Duh. And then I started to think, well, maybe I like boys and girls. And then it kind of turned into, like, well, maybe I only like girls. And then there was that part of me that's like, well, what if, could I ever really be the one to say that there's never going to be a man that I feel those feelings for? I don't think I could ever say never, because in the end, I think a lot of queer people feel this way, that it's not about the body parts that are attached to somebody. It's about the person who is inside of that body and living that life with you. So while it is primarily women for me, I can't say that there will never be a man. I really can't. And there have even been men in the past in my life who I started to, like, develop a romantic relationship with. But I always felt like there was something missing. And I don't know what it is, even to this day. It's just something emotionally that I don't connect with men the same way as I connect with women, which is why I primarily lean towards dating women. All of this really is to say that it is okay for your sexuality to change over time. Mine sure has, and I know I'm not alone in that. And I'm pretty certain that it'll change again in the future. These labels that we use one, aren't even necessary. But hey, if you want to use them to help identify yourself, I think they're helpful. And that's why I don't even choose to subscribe to the term lesbian. Personally, I choose the word gay. I feel like it's a little more of an umbrella term. Lesbian just is so like cut and dry to me. It doesn't, I don't know, it just has never vibed with me. It's never been a word that like felt right in my mouth when describing my sexuality. It also low-key bothers me that when men describe their sexuality, they can say, oh, I'm gay. But then women are supposed to say, I'm a lesbian, like in quotes, a lesbian, which makes me kind of feel like an object instead of just using the adjective of gay. That feels a lot better to me as opposed to saying I'm a lesbian, if that makes sense. I don't want you guys to think that I'm throwing shade on the term lesbian, because I'm totally not. I think it's a very, very important one. And I mean, there's a reason that the L comes first. Just saying. But it's just not the one that fits me. And I think that's what's cool about all of the different language we have now to represent all the different sexualities out there. So I kind of, like, I just say that I'm gay because it's an umbrella term to me. But really, my sexuality is really fluid. It just changes. And that's okay too. 12 minutes into the video and I haven't even talked about the build yet. Oh my gosh, are you guys still with me? Comment down below if you stick around for that entire Yap Pride sesh. If you did, I really appreciate it. It is something that's really important to me and not really talked about often enough. So thank you for sticking around. We are just decorating this second layer of the build. So we are doing a hiking trail. At the top of the incline here, we have a little fork in the path. And at the fork, there is a lookout point over the lake that we built. If you saw Axel early in the video, he was giving me a really hard time. I was terraforming the lake and he was out on a mini island in the middle of it. So, you know what? I just left him there and saved the game, closed it out, and I hope he enjoyed his night on the mini island. But he was gone in the morning, so that's nice. Now I'm just grabbing a few items out of my pocket, you know, some natural items, some rock items, some log items, anything I can use to really spruce up this area and make it look super duper cozy. If you guys have been paying attention, you can probably see the ADHD at work here. I feel like I decorated this build in like the weirdest order. Like I did not go front to back. I did not go left to right. I just went with the vibes and that was it. So shout out to my ADHD gang. We're all in here. We are about to go get some more trees from a treasure island, so check that out. Look at all of those trees in my pockets. And guess what? We are going to go through every single one of them, if you can believe it. Unfortunately, I can believe it because I am the one who did this build. So, yeah. We are gonna hop on over to the mini island in the middle of the lake, start planting our trees, our flowers, and putting down some decorations. it's always so much harder to work with these little islands than you think it's going to be, because Nintendo hates us and won't let you put a tree when there's a half tile in the 8 squares surrounding it, which I think is kind of ridiculous. Like, come on, Nintendo. Trees basically grow like in water sometimes. So if you could maybe help us out a little bit and just let us plant trees where we want to plant them, maybe on the edge of a cliff or, directly next to a cliff, I think we all would really appreciate it. Like, you see me here moving these trees around 300 times before I get them right. I'm even re-terraforming the mini island just to try to get it right, and then I ultimately give up on that little tree altogether. And now, here's the ADHD back at work. We're working on the entrance again. Not the entrance, but the entrance of the build. I guess we're just trying to get rid of these trees in my pockets. Now, eventually, I plan on making this path wrap most of the way around the lake. I really haven't done a whole lot of planning for this island, to be honest. I don't really know what the layout's going to be. I don't really typically plan an island. I just kind of go for it. And trying something else out on a different island. So you guys will have to check out another video of mine that's coming out soon, where I am sort of planning an island a little bit. Just a little spoiler. And now we're back on the lake, on the mini island in the lake, throwing down some flowers. Those are the flowers that we're using on the island right there. The green mums, orange hyacinths, black cosmos, and yellow tulips. I thought they made a really great combination. I'm also a super big fan of this bamboo slats fence for this island. I feel like I don't see it used all that often, or at least I don't use it that often. Maybe I've seen it on other people's islands, but that's gonna kind of wrap up that little view for the most part. After looking through the camera, I decided I really wasn't pleased with the left side of this build over here. So I'm just going in with some more trees, making sure I have some stunts there. The variation in the heights of the trees, I think, is super important when it comes to like the layering of your items and your trees and your whatever, of all of the things that are creating your build. It really does help add some different dimension there. So if you're looking for a way to spice up your build a little bit, maybe try some stunted trees if you haven't done that yet. And now here we are placing our flag in our build, checking out our view here. And now we're really narrowing it down to the very last steps of the build. I'm just completing a bit of this left side over here to fill that out. And now we're just grabbing some of the last few items. I did do a little bit of building off camera. I just added a few extra flowers, maybe an item or two. I thought I had the video, but it seems as though it has disappeared. So we're just grabbing those things, placing them down, and then we will take a look around. Okay, hi again, guys. We are all done with the build. Woo! Let us go and take a look. So we have built a hiking trail for today, for today's Pride collaboration. We're gonna show off our little trail sign. Woo! All right, so just follow me this way, and we are gonna lead you through the path. So we're gonna walk in between this little info booth here and Blather's tent, and we're gonna go up this incline here. We're surrounded by trees and bushes and flowers, and even this little sunken area on the right that I'm not really sure why I built, but hey, I kind of like it. So we're just gonna look out on our lake here. Look at that beautiful sunrise. 6:30 a.m. is the best time in game. But thank you guys so much for coming to my video. Like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.